everyone, and welcome to a unboxing and review video of the AVerMedia GC311 Live Gamer Mini Capture Card. Frazzz here as always, and I was sent this along from AVerMedia / Team Revolution to cover this, do an unboxing, do a little review, and well, give you my thoughts and feelings and show you some footage in the background. What I tend to record with myself happens to be just OBS and basically raw hardware from CPU, GPU, so on and so forth. So it's interesting to see because I haven't really used many capture cards in the past, and this little guy, as you see, is tiny. It is definitely tiny. It allows you, if you basically is getting marketed as a sort of beginner streamer / content creators card, if you don't have a very powerful sort of CPU, this might be able to sort of alleviate that a little bit and allow you to do things a little bit higher in quality in regards to streaming or video production and so on and so forth. So that does allow you to stream to things like, you know, the usuals like Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, etc. It does have its own sort of software, the ReCentral, that will be coming up later in the video, where we'll compare with sort of OBS hardware itself, and then using ReCentral with the AverMedia card as well. Now, I will obviously go into it with showing you a few games. I think I've got some footage of Apex Legends and some footage of Forge, two games that have been on the channel or regularly on the channel or streamed, to show you in comparison what one's each doing in terms of quality, in terms of hardware usage, and see, well, what you think, because I always put it to you guys to show you like what you may want, and if you're coming across this and what you wish to do that. Now, I just want to point out, I wasn't paid in any way, I was just sent the hardware, so all my opinions will be of my own, but do take heed with that there. So a few things to note when it comes to the Live Gamer Mini Capture Card. You will have a little LED on the little card. This card is tiny, which will tell you, you know, if it's recording, if it's off, if the hard drive's nearly full, so on and so forth, which is a really nice little thing. I'll pop up on the screen just there, as you can see the LED indicators, which are really nice, and it gives you a nice visual representation. It might not be on the PC, but it's right in front of you. Hardware, you can see, right, the light is blue, it's flashing or whatever, so I can easily, you know, adjust if need be, and gives you obviously like a prior warning if your hard drive is starting to get full or so on and so forth, which is a really nice thing. It does come in at £109.99 or your regional equivalent, which is actually some of the cheapest I've seen in regards to capture cards, because you do have like the Elgato ones, but you have the AverMedia bigger ones, and you've got ones that are sort of like inbuilt into the PCs as well, like actual capture cards inside them, so on and so forth. So everybody's going to have their own personal preference. Now, what I do like about this one is it's very, very small, very, very compact. Allows you to either connect it to PC, connect it to console, laptop, so on and so forth. You can easily take it with you to events if you wish to, which is always really ideal. One thing I don't like about it though is the amount of cables. Now, this is one thing I've noted, I've seen in a few other reviews of it itself, where it actually has a cable to connect to, say, the PC, which powers it. It needs a cable to connect to the monitor you're recording from, or, well, the console, and a cable to connect to, you say, the graphics card or something similar. Now, that is 3 cables in total, and 2 of those cables are HDMI cables, which none come with it. Now, I do think, to kind of keep down costs and everything, I know you can pick up a HDMI cable from eBay for a couple of pounds potentially, but I think AverMedia should actually include at least maybe 1, probably even 2 in some way, because it would allow the user to get up and running there and then, rather than opening it and going, there's no HDMI cables. Some people may have some spares lying around. I personally don't, but I was able to take one out of my Steam Link and connect it up and fire away with that. So yeah, I would like to see them include some HDMI cables, because it would be ideal for the end user, you know, to have that plug and play nature where it's open box, plug in, done. Like as mentioned though, the card is quite small, but it does all get offset quite a wee bit with the amount of cables it does need. But I suppose it will need those cables to go between the devices you're recording from. So it's sort of an on the fence type of thing. I personally don't like the amount of cables it has, but some people might not mind it, depending on, like, you know, right, it's a cheap capture card, it does do high quality, and I can just get started there and then. which is, you know, ideally what it's after. Now, if you do want to record sort of third-party stuff, like if you want to use the card through, say, OBS or XSplit or so on and so forth, you will need to download the stream engine from AverMedia themselves that allows the sort of other softwares to recognize the card itself. Otherwise, you can just use the Rec software and you can take it from there. Now, I do want to just bring up the Rec software so you can just have a wee quick look through it. Alright guys, this is what you're presented with when you open ReCentral itself. Now I don't currently have the card in, because I've disconnected it all in for the process of this video here. So you can see here, you know, no device detected because it's already linked up, and it will display it here and give you a range of options like recording. You can see, just hover over them, stream, and also multi-stream if you wish. Nice big record button, so you just click that, and you've also got a snapshot button if you wish to see that. You can see down here it will tell you just, you know, your FPS, how much RAM being used, and how much CPU, which are nice little things. Now, what I do like about this is you can just click this, and it'll swing around. You've got your settings menu, you can go for capture device, profile management, social networking, shortcuts, everything there, where it's going to save to. You can swing that around, you can see the media share, it will automatically, you can upload any of these. These are some of the things I had already recorded through it itself, and you can see it's already put it in the recording folder for me. And if you click that, it's going to take you immediately to the home page. All in all, very nice little piece of software that, of course, you can get from completely free on AverMedia's site. It does seem to be only works with AverMedia's actual stuff, which makes sense, of course. But I do like what I see in the software. It is very easy, user-friendly, very easy to use. You know, you've got your mute buttons here for mic and audio headset. And it's a very nice thing. If you double click as well, it makes it full screen, which is, if some people have got maybe a second or third monitor, they can double click and have it full screen, so that, you know, they're seeing up to the minute of what is going on, and if the game is running well, if the game's not running well, or how people are seeing it. You also get multi here, which allows you to create different scenes. So think OBS, where you're creating multiple scenes, you can do that and build up your scenes that way. Single, just basically, as the card will capture directly what is on your main screen. Now, one thing I do want to bring to people's attention is the game that it does allow you to stream and record full HD 60 FPS, which is nice. There's no 4K or HDR, whether or not that applies to you, because it is being marketed as pretty much a beginner streamer, sort of streamer content creator device. With the plug and play nature, apart from the cable type thing, I do think it's pretty good for that sort of thing. It does have an integrated hardware encoder, which means, like, if you wanted to, as I was showing you there, you don't need OBS, you can use it straight from ReCentral, and it will just record directly using the card itself, so you're not going to be using any extra power of the PC. It is driverless device, so it won't use anything else there. We've already went over the price, if you are wanting to know that. If you don't, it's $109.99. $109.99, which is, again, a really fantastic price for a capture card, because usually they're ranging around $150, $160, and $200 plus, depending on what you're going for. Again, if you're wanting sort of the actual 4K, HDR, so on and so forth, you're probably going to need to go for something a little bit more pricier. Now, what I'm going to then bring up now is I'm going to bring up a few games. First off, we're starting with Apex Legends. I did record this with a few friends as well. You can see here, first we'll play some side by side. So you have the OBS, which is running just purely by the hardware from the PC, and then you've got the actual capture card itself. Put little labels down below so you guys can see. Running side by side, it won't be exact same gameplay footage because I still don't know how to do that. But you can see here that, you know, they're pretty much running hand in hand. One thing I did notice, and it seems to be in the guide. Now, I'm going to just state that this may have something to do with my PC. I'm not sure. I do run a Ryzen 7 2700 with a 1080, so I don't think there's any necessarily lag, but the actual AverMedia was getting a slight latency, lag, something going on, because when I had Rec Center up, I would move my mouse in Apex, and it would take about a second to second and a half maybe to move on the Rec software, which I found a little bit strange, because they are saying it's no lag. But I say this because I've had some hardware issues in regards to another piece of tech that's actually maybe damaged my USB ports, and I'm not entirely sure. that's why I'm saying that. So it's a disclaimer sort of thing. I would recommend maybe just checking out a little bit more of the AVerMedia mini capture card yourself, just in case, because I can't tell that and I don't have another PC to go and check it on. But apart from that, I didn't really notice it banding or crashing. There was no crashing at all. It was running full solid 60 FPS, so everything like that is running perfectly fine. Another one of the games as you pop up is you'll see some forts, which of course you know is a staple of the channel here. And I just decided to try and stress out the OBS and the capture card running side by side again, you know, firing cannons, lasers, everything at the same time, guns and everything, and it pretty much held up with the game itself, with OBS. You know, there was nothing that was like, it wasn't dropping any frames the same way the OBS wasn't dropping any frames, so pretty much identical stuff there. One thing I would note, which is a little bit odd, and I don't know if it was maybe a setting, I did fiddle around with it quite a wee bit, is I did notice that the capture card itself in the rec center was set, because it does tell you how much CPU usage is going on. There was nothing of a difference between OBS and the rec center itself when it came to Forge, but Apex Legends there was a considerable difference. There was between a 15 and 20% extra CPU usage, which I found a little bit odd because they do mark it as, you know, it can run off the card itself. Now I don't know if this is maybe something again on my end where the card is not directly running through in some way, or something's interfering it, because I suppose it is one thing that the CPU itself will need to take, you know, the card, it encodes and then it goes to CPU, and then so I don't know if it's adding that extra step, but I suppose what it does do is it allows people that do have a lesser sort of powerful CPU the ability to run something that might actually be able to handle it. Because I think what some things I've seen around is it'll take something from, say, looking like you're not able to get to 30 FPS and it's looking really chunky and not running too well, to running at 60 FPS full HD, which I think is perfect for people, because that seems to be obviously the main golden area is 1080p 60 FPS is what YouTube and Twitch and everything going on. So it does take the encoding away from the CPU itself. Again, those are minor things. This has been my personal experience of what I've came up with the card as such against the OBS, you know, the software I normally use, and I basically, as some people say, you brute force it with the GPU and CPU. But personally, I think the AVerMedia mini capture card can be, if you're just starting out, probably a perfect little device. It is cheaper than pretty much most from either the competition or the range of AVerMedia, so you can always upgrade if you wish to, if you're wanting that sort of 4K HDR. Very, very cheap price. Very, very small and compact. I mean, the thing is literally the size of potentially a credit card, if even that. It's extremely light, made out of a sort of metal, mostly pretty much plastic sort of shroud on it. You've got the sort of little, you know, two HDMIs in and out, and you've got the power cable area, you know, that's it. It's extremely light. If you're taking it to, say, events, you're going to be, it's not going to be taking up much. The cables, on the other hand, may take up much, depending on the length of the cables. I suppose that's what it's going to come to. But again, extremely light, you know, everything's there for the card to get going. You're not going to need any extra stuff. AVerMedia is easy enough to get a hold of their software and everything. But guys, I will leave all the details for the AVerMedia down below. I will leave all the details again, also is all the socials for Team Revolution, and thank you very much for them for getting a hold of this to send it to me from AVerMedia, and for them, you know, sponsoring this video and so on and so forth. Again, I wasn't given any sort of monetary values for this, except the actual capture card itself. But yeah, guys, I'll leave it all down below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this unboxing review and some of the games in the background. If you want to see a little bit more, then do let me know. It's always fantastic to hear your feedback, guys. And well, I'll see you all next time. Bye!